Japan Journal, the Internet's #1 English language weekly online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Mal Adams. Good day, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Japan Journal. I'm your host, Mal Adams. Here is an update on the uncommon seasonal weather here in Japan. It is rather uncommon for the typhoon to hit the mainland in June of the season, but this recent one forces thousands of people to flee. In addition to causing historic rainfall across the nation Tuesday that forced thousands to evacuate, Typhoon Gucho was distinctive for being the first typhoon in 8 years to make landfall in June. Usually the typhoon season reaches its peak in August and September when the storms come up from the south and draw a bead on Japan, riding the edge of the North Pacific High, a massive semi-permanent anticyclone. The North Pacific high pressure system extended northward farther than usual for the first time of the year, which caused the untimely landing, according to a spokesperson at the Japan Weather Association. Typhoons typically don't reach so far north and usually head toward the west this time of season, but the high pressure caused it to hit Japan, according to the Weather Association. Stormy weather like this is to prevail over the next few days, and with Typhoon Tailum making its way toward Japan, it's likely to hit us sometime around Friday. It is now Thursday at the time of this report. Some weather is likely to prevail over the next few days. The fifth typhoon of the season is expected to turn into a low-pressure system by the time it reaches Kyushu on Friday. This is the southernmost island of the Japanese archipelago of 5 islands. And the Meteorological Agency is warning that Tailum could still bring heavy rainfall combined with the seasonal stationary front. 9 typhoons made landfall in the last 5 years, 6 of them in August or September. But Gucho, which just passed us in the past day, and which we have a report on coming up after this update, Gucho slammed into Wakayama Prefecture at approximately 5 p.m. Tuesday, becoming the first typhoon to land this year and the 7th earliest to hit this area since the agency began keeping records in 1951. The storm brought with it rainfall that reached more than 100 millimeters per hour in some areas. Other factors that carried Gucho toward Japan were the prevailing westerlies and the jet stream, according to the Meteorological Agency. All of this came rather suddenly. We knew it was coming, but Japan Journal had a breaking news report on it, and here it is now. Here's how we covered the story about 12 hours ago. Take a look. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Japan Journal. We have this breaking news for you. A major typhoon hits mainland Japan. A strong typhoon has reached mainland Japan, bringing heavy rain to wide areas. Coastal areas of northeastern Japan are bracing for high waves. The Meteorological Agency says Typhoon Gucho is bringing heavy rain and strong winds to wide areas of Japan's main island of Honshu. The agency reported a low of 965 hectopascals and says the typhoon is packing winds of up to 180 kilometers per hour. As of 5 p.m. on Wednesday, this evening, the storm had reached a coastal area of western Japan, where we are broadcasting from now, and was moving northeast at 65 kilometers per hour. The agency says some areas will get as much as 40 centimeters of rain by noon on Wednesday. In western Japan, municipalities have been issued evacuation advisories to 7,200 households due to possible landslides. The northeastern city of Ishinomaki issued an evacuation advisory for 4,300 households for fear of high waves. The city's coastal area sank due to last year's devastating earthquake, making it more vulnerable to high waves. The typhoon has disrupted transportation networks across the country. Airlines have canceled more than 430 domestic and about 40 international flights. And so that is the weather update for the beginning of the Tsuyu, or the rainy season in Japan, which normally starts in June, but we got an unusual heavy beginning with the Typhoon Gucho that hit us in the past day, and again on Friday we're expecting heavy rains. We'll be getting some parts of another typhoon coming into the area. So if you're traveling to Japan, be careful, bring all your necessary protective gear, and travel safely. That's going to do it for this edition of Japan Journal. I'm your host, Mal Adams. See you when we see you. Thank you. Well, there you have it, everybody. We just got the emergency announcement here in Kakagao City that the typhoon has subsided and things are getting back to normal. As you can see, the wind is still blowing a little bit, but my, it was horrendous for a short time there in Kakagao City. So the lights are back on here at 7-Eleven, and we're going to go in and get ourselves some wine and some cheese and chill out and thank God that everything is okay. So there you have it, the report of the typhoon that hit mainland Japan. This is Mal Adams on Japan Journal, the internet's #1 English language online cybercast from Japan. Thank you very much for joining us. Stay tuned for any updates should there be any other kind of weather related news. Thank you.
Japan Journal, the internet's #1 English language weekly online cybercast from Japan. Japan Journal with Mal Adams.